Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video I'm going to be going over the Rex Matriarch bosses which have released today, and I want to show you guys the loot that I obtained from 50 kills. Now there are 3 of these bosses and each boss has its own combat style that it is weak to, and you will need to use that specific combat style when attacking that dinosaur. They're all level 888 and each dinosaur has 190,000 life points. They are fairly mid-level bosses, and I would say they're a lot similar to God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses in terms of difficulty, so if you are sort of a mid-level player, you should be able to get some kills on these bosses. As I mentioned, each boss has its own combat style that it is weak to, and you will need to use that specific combat style when attacking the boss. So the blue dinosaur is weak to range, so you will need to use ranged when attacking that boss, and then the red one is weak to magic, while the green one is weak to melee. As for the new rewards added to the game, the boss can drop 4 different unique items, each unique to each boss, and basically they are called the Heart of the Archer, the Heart of the Berserker, the Heart of the Warrior, and the Heart of the Seer, and these all can be added to the old Dagannoth King's rings to get upgraded versions of them. We also have the Savage Spear Tip, Cap, and Plume, which can be combined into Lanica's Spear. And then finally, we do of course have the pets that you can obtain from these bosses. In fighting these bosses and getting my 50 kills for this loot video, I mostly killed the blue one, which is weak to ranged, and I sort of do find it the easiest to kill. That's probably because I prefer ranged. My best DPS is with ranged. However, both of the other bosses are definitely manageable, and none of them are too difficult. The Blue Rex has a few interesting mechanics. It has that one, as you can see, which shoots lightning and it goes towards the Rex. This attack is pretty easy to dodge since you do see it coming way ahead, so you can dodge it. You have lots of time to dodge it. However, if you are hit by it, it will deal about 4k damage for each tick that you are in it. So basically it can KO you if you don't dodge the mechanic. So I would say that the mechanics with these bosses, they are pretty brutal if you are hit by them, but they are pretty easy to manage and dodge as well. The second sort of mechanic that this boss has is its overcharge ability. As you guys just saw, it will shoot this beam of electricity at you. You just need to move out of the way and you'll stop taking damage from it. Aside from that, it will just repeat these mechanics. You will have to pray magic, and it will have a range attack in there every once in a while as well, which you can either resonance or you can deflect from ranged. I also learned the green Rex, which is called Rathis. This one you do melee against it. Its main mechanic is a lot like Raksha, where it will shoot basically this green blob into the air, and as you can see, it will form venom. The way to basically deal with this mechanic is get out of the way before it drops, but once it does drop, you will want to stand in it with anti-poison active, so it will lower that venom. Otherwise, Rathis will basically absorb it and gain a ton of life points. So it isn't too difficult to manage this mechanic either. Aside from that, you will want to stay close to Rathis or he will charge at you again, a lot like Raksha. And now finally, the red Rex, which is named Orichalca. You will need to use magic against it. It does have a pretty unique mechanic with basically Frost Breath. So after its first 3 auto attacks, it will do this Frostbite mechanic where you will want to pray magic so you don't take damage from it. You will be a lot slower for 30 seconds, and the way that you can basically de-thaw and get rid of this mechanic is when Orichalca performs her tail swipe and generates basically these 3 fissures around her, you will want to walk into one to get rid of the frostbite mechanic. However, when you are standing in these fissures, you will take a lot of damage, so you will want to protect from melee and preferably devotion so you won't take any damage from it, and then walk out as fast as possible. Orichalca only does this frostbite mechanic once per encounter, so you only have to deal with it once. Otherwise, you'll just have to deal with this fissure mechanic over and over. You really do want to pay attention, because if one of these fissures do land under you, it will deal damage rapidly. Now, as for my 50 kills, as I mentioned, I did most of them on the ranged Rex, which is the blue one, and I actually happened to get a unique drop within these 50 kills. That's another kill. We got a unique. Heart of the Seer. Thinking I might just sell that right now just to see the price, and since they are probably dropping. So let's see if it sells for 20 mil. Okay, it did. 25 mil right now. So that's not bad. And so as you guys can see, I managed to get one unique drop, instantly sold it for 25 mil, since I am anticipating the prices to decrease over the coming days and coming weeks. But aside from that, I noticed from the common and uncommon drops that you're looking at around 100 to 150k on average each time. And then when you do factor in all of these unique drops, I would say you're getting about 200k per kill. I didn't find that I killed too many of these per hour. It honestly took me probably 2 hours to get these 50 kills. However, of course, it was the first time going in and I was learning and just trying out different methods of killing them. I even tried out tri-bridding these bosses, which worked out. I didn't really know all the mechanics of all of them, so it was a bit difficult, but now that I know these mechanics, these bosses are pretty easy, and mid-level players will definitely be able to do them for sure. And so just looking at the price check of all of my loot obtained from these 50 kills, you can see that I made 36.4 mil, 25 mil of that coming from the Heart of the Seer, which is a unique drop from these bosses. You can also see I got a Pavasaurus Rex unchecked egg, which was worth around 6 mil. So taking those two rare drops out of it, I've only made 5 mil, which is pretty low. But I think you are going to be making a lot of the money from these unique drops since there are so many. You're going to have a decent chance at getting one. Also, you can see that I have 220 or so damaged dinosaur hide, which can be alched for 5k each. So that's another 1 mil that you can add on to the loot tab. So from these 50 kills, I made right around 37.5 mil. As for the XP that you can expect from these bosses, from 500 kills, you should get around 1.45 million combat XP and 500,000 constitution XP. Of course, since I did this during the combat week, I was getting double the combat XP, so I actually got double these numbers. But this is what you should expect on a regular week when you are killing 50 of these Rex Matriarch. That honestly is a lot of XP in my opinion, just for 50 kills, since you can probably do this in under 2 hours if you really know what you're doing. Overall, I really do enjoy these bosses. I think they're a nice addition to the game, just that we have another sort of mid-tier boss added to the game. I think it adds a nice variety and gives more options for mid-tier PvMers to fight some bosses. So I really do like the choice of putting these bosses into the game, and I think their mechanics are pretty unique and pretty fun to manage. But overall, yeah, I really do like the addition of these brand new bosses and the uniques. I'm probably going to try and see if I can make a video and see how useful they actually are, but I'm assuming they're going to be sort of just niche mid-tier equipment that some players might use, but they certainly won't be best in slot. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you did enjoy. Let me know your comments on these new bosses and if you were able to get lucky during the day of release. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.